Viewer discretion is advised. Content might be too kino for consumers. Following symptoms from viewing this content may include, but not limited to, the sudden urge to subscribe and smashing the like button. Stay kino. Stay comfy.
And we are back again.
Yay!
What's going
Another
on?
Friday. Dylan in the details.
Going over.
Stick intro. Appreciate it. Robert, Mr. Den, Desecrating Bill. Always a pleasure. We have a special guest tonight with us called the Phoenix Press. Golden Apples, how's it going? We have Loki Gator back on. We have Caught on Cam as always. And then we have Dr. Hino, D. Rhino. We have Pocket Kitty, the infamous, and myself, Michael Black. If you didn't get the message in the intro, subscribe, like, comment, share, watch with your grandparents. Hell, take it. Yeah.
Grandparents love this show.
Right?
They do, actually. They do. If mine were alive, they would probably love this show.
Yeah.
It's every Southern Baptist preacher's favorite show.
It is.
I don't know any, but I would recommend it.
10 out of 10 deacons approve.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Phoenix Press, or Nick.
Well, besides being not really a billionaire playboy Threnthus, I'm a comic book creator known for such excellent stories as Turned Samurai and the recently released Screecher. Currently working on issue 3 Turned Samurai. Going to be having that out here in a few months. Turned Samurai Screecher issue 2 coming out later this month. And yeah, I make comics, I make bad jokes, I make really bad memes, and I'm just generally a nuisance to deal with.
Perfect. You'll fit right in.
Yeah,
I'm hoping so.
We just become best friends.
Yeah.
Let's be friends.
Right. Rhett Getty, how's it going? Always a pleasure to have you in here. Appreciate the support for everybody.
Yeah, all the legends are here.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good moment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to have to jump into the topic I know Cam's going to want to discuss the most.
Parties?
The spy balloon. What did he say? Parties?
The party balloon, yes.
A $1.9 trillion defense budget, and you can't shoot down a fucking balloon.
I mean, you can do that in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Snake?
Well, what are they doing?
You never know. It could be full of candy.
I mean, I don't know.
They're probably It's probably like a Weeboo delivery for Biden. It's got like it's got a bunch of 12-year-olds in it, and they're just waiting for it to get over the White House. They're gonna pop it, and then a bunch of 12-year-olds are gonna fall down.
Ice
like
cream,
hair,
ice cream, and kids' hair. Herbal essence.
Yeah, he might be onto something. Maybe that's why they're not shooting it down.
It's got a bunch of 12-year-olds in it.
That's a hell of a care package.
Come on, man. Come on.
Chinese special.
International depression.
That's like the
Come
total
on, man.
opposite of a score streak. Like, wow. Let's hope
Drop
to
the
God
kids.
there's not Chinese kids in that balloon. Like a week.
I mean, what it could be is it could be full of SD cards that contain images of Hunter Biden's laptop, and they know if they shoot it, SD cards will rain from the sky, and each one of them will be a mirror image of Hunter Biden's laptop.
This might be the night to drink, Jason.
This might be the night to drink. Yeah, I should probably drink. Robert brings up a really good point, though. First thing that I thought of when I heard where it was at, Billings, Montana. I was hoping Montana Justice would knock it out of the sky, but he let it sail on. I guess.
Now,
it's fine.
Is there anything in Billings, Montana that Chinese would want to spy on?
The nuke
Montana
silos.
Justice.
Robert.
Yeah.
Montana Justice. Yeah, there's nuke silos there.
Robert used to work for the CIA.
But I can't imagine them seeing anything from a balloon that they can't see from the satellite.
That's what I questioned the whole time. But then it's like, Nick had noted, with the defense system we have, any kind of foreign object flying into
Oh,
our,
they can shoot it down.
you know what I mean? That's where
There's
I'm
gotta
like,
be there's got to be a
Maybe it's
reason why they're
monitoring
not.
radio frequencies. You know, like maybe it's trying to like Wi-Fi, like sniffing Wi-Fi packets or Bluetooth signals.
Yeah, but they could do that. They could do that from this driving around
Right.
in a
at home.
van. I mean,
Down by the
there's
river.
so much more secret ways you could do that.
In a van down by the river.
Pictures of Yellowstone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it is, Cam.
I honestly, my honest opinion, I think they're just like pretty much showing, like, hey, you guys ain't gonna do fucking shit.
That's what I said. Yeah. I mean,
That's
it
a
literally looks
possibility.
like a piece of Fallout junk, like from the Fallout games, tied by a string to a balloon and flown over the. Yeah. I mean, it looks like.
I kind of think I think they're trying to see if we would cause an incident to shoot it down.
They're kind of
Maybe
asserting
to have it.
dominance a little bit.
They're like,
Well,
"Come
or
on,
trying to come up
we
with an
won't do it.
excuse.
we dare you. Come on.
Well, yeah, come on, do
Yeah.
it. So then they could have, oh my God, you guys caused this international, thing. We can skip out of this meeting we don't want to go to.
Well, you know what? I personally, I think we ought to send a balloon over there.
That's what I think.
I mean,
Like a red heart-shaped balloon. Just
that says "Let's go, Brandon."
Screw China.
I think
Uh,
no, we said 99 love balloons.
99 loose balloons.
Yeah.
There we go. See,
That would
now
be-
you're thinking.
It'll
With an
carry
it-
a speaker
With an
just
it clown
flaring it.
hanging on it.
That would be.
And it's just gonna play Never Gonna Give You Up on loop.
Like, I wonder if we could ever
Yes.
live in a day and age to where when we're talking about wars, ends up being we're just talking about prank wars, like countries just pranking each other like that. Like,
Did you ever hear about the land dispute between China and Denmark over an island where like they put like
Yeah.
basically Denmark would put Danish schnapps on the island and then
Yeah.
Canada would go there and
Yep.
put like Canadian whiskey and like they keep swapping it back and forth and like
Yeah,
that's
they
their
put a
version of
flag.
warfare.
They would put a flag
Yeah.
there, and then they leave it, and then yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they've ever resolved that, but like that's a thing that actually happened.
the longest game ever captures the flag?
Seriously.
I prefer the 4chan version of that game.
With the name-
You know, with
the name
Shia
of that
LaBeouf.
island.
I plead the
He will
fifth.
not divide us. He
Yeah.
will not divide us.
I don't know if I should be happy or sad that I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's where it was like, this might be the one time where I just remain silent.
Like, is that a good thing, or should I be
A lot of
ashamed of
times.
myself?
To be fair, an internet historian recovered the video and it got like over 1 million views. So it's not like this
Oh,
is
yeah.
like sacred
Yeah.
knowledge.
That's true. Well,
The globalist.
for normal people.
They're trying to
like that.
turn the frogs gay.
Man,
Which, by the way, did you
Every
it actually turns out
single-
Alex Jones
every
was right about
single
that.
Stream.
Yep.
every stream we've had, I think that has came up.
Yes.
The gay frogs. I mean,
Gay frogs.
I'm just gonna have to put that in the intro at this point. Just a gay
Throw a couple
frog.
gay frogs.
Like, just the video, little snippet of 2 frogs.
There's actually a remix where they turn it into like a song. You know, like they're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Oh,
frogs
yeah.
gay.
Oh god.
Heard
I
it.
still think they're bisexual frogs. I hate to tell you, but
Bisexual frogs. Yeah. Hey, it's
I'm
2023.
I'm sure they
Choose
just
whatever
like
they
to
want.
hop around. You know,
I'm pretty sure if I was a frog, though, I would probably be willing to fuck anything.
Like, you gotta
Well,
be
yeah.
a frog.
So,
I mean,
so
come
you're
on.
saying
I don't have to be a frog.
Are you saying that their gender is quite fluid?
Oh my gosh.
Exactly what I'm saying. I mean, because to me, I mean, you're. I mean, come on.
Come on, man.
Are you
Come on,
saying
you know.
are you saying that they're quite slippery with who they choose to be with?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, my
Sony
God.
Punk, how's it going? Red Jenny
Ah.
with the googly eyes, golden apples is enjoying herself, laughing.
If they're not sure, they could just take a leap of faith.
Yes. Well,
Oh,
that's
didn't
what
know
I
this-
was.
I didn't know.
thinking.
I didn't know that this was an Assassin's Creed game.
I just said,
Yeah.
we're on the same mind track, Nick.
That's even scarier.
Yes. The dynamic duo.
Yep.
We have the triple threat on the top row.
But which one is Gay Robin? That's the question.
Bottom row or
Closest.
top row?
Oh, it's like immediately.
Normally I'm a
justified.
top, but I guess normally I'm a top, but I guess in this instance I'm forced to be a bottom.
Hang on, I gotta mute myself.
This is
I'm like,
why you don't let me on uncensored streams. This is why I try to keep myself.
well, no,
really
this is
PG-13.
why. This is why we have people, though.
Hey, it's it's a good thing you added the 18 plus for this.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
it was
Supposed to
something
be all
that,
of them, but
yeah, I might
Hey,
go.
I like that. That was pretty.
I would
good.
have to edit the other ones, but that's just too much effort. I mean, they'll get the message eventually.
that is a lot of effort.
James Duquino unfortunately couldn't make this one tonight. He had
On call. I think.
on call on he's on call for his work, and so everybody.
Someone's got to be the adult in the room.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I don't even think.
Ain't gonna be me.
Yeah, I think they're all in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll let go now. You're on it. He's the first one to spot that one out, or at least put it out there. What do y'all think about? I was looking at Hulu trying to. They're reviving the King of the Hill.
Bad idea.
It's going to be really awkward without Brittany Murphy. Luann was the heart of the show.
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty excited.
It can be done, mind you, but she's going to be a noticeable absence. And also the fact that Lucky's not going to be able to be here either because
Tom Petty's dead.
Yeah, so you got like that whole section of the show, you know. I probably what I imagine they're going to do is probably their kid is going to be raised by the Hills, and he's probably going to be Bobby's age. Like if we're going to do kind of like a That 90s Show kind of thing where it's like they age up the characters a little bit, like put Bobby in like college and like have Luann's kid be Bobby's age kind of thing.
From what I heard, they're going to age him up, but I'm not sure.
I was kind of hoping it would be like Bobby older, but now he's in like Hank's shoes, raising an idiot.
Frank.
Well, they should be able to easily find, voice actors to take on the roles of the people who are no longer there.
I don't know.
I mean, look at a good example is the Scooby Doo. When they what's his face take over, not the Velma, the Scooby Doo, the original.
You scared me there for a minute.
Matthew Lillard taking over for Casey Kane.
Yeah, exactly. Casey Kane. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's more of a gentle passing of the torch versus like Luann is kind of a beloved character that you associate with Brittany Murphy, and like she died tragically.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean, they can get voices. People who probably can do a voice pretty similar.
Oh yeah, I mean, they could probably match it pretty similar, but like it wouldn't just feel right. You know what I'm saying?
What happens if I lied to you though and said this is Brittany Murphy?
I'd be like, what kind of voodoo magic did you do?
Well, I'm saying like how they can take they can use AI voice.
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse.
Right.
That is even worse.
He's like, do not use that woman's voice without her consent. I was just a suggestion. I was just trying to see if like
that's even worse situation.
They're already doing it now where Netflix is under fire with the anime background, and that was used by AI instead of actual artists. So I mean, shit, man, to be honest, as a creative, I'm just like, dude.
Well, supposedly from when they did the Invisible Man with Kevin Bacon, they did a full body scan, so supposedly they could always use him in any movie and age him back to that time period.
I mean, to be fair, like how Bruce Willis actually sold his likeness to like I think a Russian company, and they've been using his likeness for like deep fakes for commercials.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I mean, at least he sold his likeness. So that's a little bit of a different situation. Like he willingly did that.
So do you think it would come down to like a matter of like her parents or a sibling or something signing off?
That's what Disney did when they did Rogue One. Because remember how they brought Peter Cushing back? They actually got permission from the Cushing estate to do that. And I think they also got permission from Carrie Fisher to do that thing. Because like he was actually still alive when they did that.
See, when I watch the show though, or when I think of King of the Hill, it's like my mind don't immediately go to her.
God damn it, Bobby.
Yeah, that's the first thing I probably think
of.
Yeah, like I'm saying, it can be done.
Either that or propane.
I think it can work. But the problem is Luann not being there will be a noticeable absence.
Well, who's gonna take the torch over for the manger babies, for Christ's sake? I mean, come on.
Or who's gonna talk about Buckley's Angel?
Buckley's Angel, yeah.
I love that portion of the show is so much
Valid
fun.
point. Yeah.
What do you think it is though about the chemistry of like the King of the Hill and Beavis and the Butthead that like brings that success?
The Beavis and the Butthead.
Well, Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, well, you get
I
paid.
think
Yeah.
as far as King of the Hill is how different of a animated because like you got to remember King of the Hill was in the same league. It was aired the same night as like The Simpsons, Family Guy,
Yep.
all these other shows. It was so different. It was like a more laid back show. It wasn't trying to be offensive. I mean, It was raunchy, but it was like wasn't deliberately trying to offend people. And it was more of a relatable and whatnot. It felt totally different from the rest of the shows.
Do you think they'll incorporate that into this one?
No.
Well, if Mike Judge is involved, obviously it'll have the same touch. So like, he's probably going to be voicing his old characters again. Mike Judge is an incredibly talented person.
Yeah.
If he's involved, then it'll probably work.
Well, that's what makes me question, like, are they going to have relative topics to today's times with cancel culture, rights, etc.?
I mean, think about Hank Hill's take on all of this stuff.
Trump.
I mean,
Hank Hill would be a Trump supporter. Hank Hill would definitely be.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be fantastic. And there's a new Beavis and Butthead, the 8th, after a new South Park.
I heard Beavis and Butthead are going to be reacting to YouTube videos, and that actually makes me really excited.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Like imagine them reacting to Amaranth.
Oh gosh.
Like why is she in the ball pit? Like look, titties.
Yeah, if that's what's going on, it's going to be awesome.
Well, I mean,
awesome.
hopefully
MTV doesn't play videos anymore.
Yeah, I think that's the sad. Like to me, that was the fall of MTV for me personally. Like I didn't really like watching The Real World or Jersey Shore.
I watched The Real World.
I didn't. I like videos.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Well, there's an MTV classic that you can watch. There's an MTV U or something like that. At least on our.
Well, they used to have MTV2 used to be where they put the videos, and then they filled that up with
that.
And then like VH1 used to kind of like play some of the old stuff.
Yep.
But then that old stuff got too old. And it's kind of like like a 20-year cycle,
Robert,
Liquid Television.
Liquid Television.
Robert.
Hell yes.
Yep. Eon Flux.
Eon Flux. The Head. The Max. Yeah. Awesome. I miss Liquid Television.
Yeah.
But Eon Flux was the movie I thought was pretty good too. Huh?
Didn't Daria start there?
Daria got started from Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
I still want. I did you ever see that trailer, like Daria live action trailer they did with Aubrey Plaza as Daria, and it was like so fucking spot on. Like, god damn, I want a Daria movie starring Aubrey Plaza. Like even now, I think she just nailed it. Like she was so fucking.
She's Daria. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
I'm not even gonna lie, I forgot about Daria.
Daria Morgendorfer? You can't forget about Daria.
Wasn't that the one where like in the intro there was like a volleyball come flying past them?
I think so. Yeah.
Girl with glasses.
Yeah, Daria was originally a Beavis and Butthead character. Also Hank Hill, the original version of Hank Hill.
Yeah, Hank Hill was
Beavis and Butthead.
Mr. Anderson.
You guys ever see that meme where it said, like it shows this futuristic picture and it says what the world would be like if MTV would have just stayed with music?
Oh my god, that is such an old meme. I saw that like 10 years ago.
Yeah. God damn it, you the boys that are whacking off in my pool cabana? Yeah,
I will say
Mr.
this.
Anderson.
I do feel like if anyone's going to be like, I kind of feel like if they make Bobby transgender, I could actually kind of see Bobby going like, because Bobby was a cross-dresser. He did kind of that feminine stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah.
If they do that, I kind of won't be mad because his character was kind of showing signs of that. So like,
but see that's where it makes sense for the characters. They're making a adjustment that would make sense.
So
because like he was kind of showing a lot of those signs, so it's like
I would be all in for Bobby being trans. I'm fine.
Yeah,
with that.
I'd be fine with that.
You can't have my purse, or some shit like that.
I don't know you. You can't have my purse. Yeah.
instead of BOBBY, it's BOBBIE.
Oh no!
God dang it, Bobby! God damn it, Bobby!
God damn it, Bobby!
Yeah. God damn it, Bobby! What in the hell is going on over here?
Also, my prediction for Bobby is he opens a steakhouse. Like he actually opens it. Like he actually inherits Sugarfoot, and it becomes Bobby Sugarfoot, and it actually becomes successful. Like it actually becomes a successful steakhouse. You know. But it's like it's like BOBBIE because like it's a woman, but he's like the head chef of the steakhouse, and it's actually a really good steakhouse.
It's a steakhouse and mail review.
Oh boy.
Also, there's one thing I want to see in this new version. I want it to be confirmed that Dale Gribble knew all along that his wife is cheating on him. It's just like he realized, because I'm sure you've seen the theories where it's like he realized, hey, I got a pretty good life here, and if I divorce them, I might end up like Bill.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's just so much more fun to troll them.
Yeah,
and it's like, I can actually like my son, and I can just rub it in his face. Like that is totally Dale.
Yeah. I was hoping Boomhauer's theory might be true, where he's like actually working undercover and he's keeping an eye on Dale. I think that was pretty interesting.
Well, he is law enforcement. He's Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
He showed that that was the very last scene.
Yeah, that was a really interesting reveal. Connie basically went to my prediction is Connie went to like a really like prestigious college like MIT, whatever. She's now working
at MIT.
Yeah, she's been working in Silicon Valley, and she's gone total Silicon Valley, 20-year-old. I was gonna say white girl, but she's not exactly white, but you know what I'm saying. Like a tech thought, basically.
Which one was Connie again? It's been a while.
She was a smart one.
Connie Supernussophone. They were what, Filipino?
Okay. Yeah.
I think they were.
Yeah, I could totally see her like going to like Harvard and like working at Google or Apple and becoming like one of those Silicon Valley tech thoughts. Like she's the one posting the video on TikTok about how I only work like 20 minutes a day.
A day in the life of a Google employee.
By Connie. Oh, imagine if they actually like parodied that and like actually had Connie like post a TikTok like that. Sorry, I'm just having too much fun with this.
That's the idea. That's the idea. But man, this episode spiraled fast, didn't it?
Well, spy balloons to Bobby Hill's trend now, and
I mean, it makes
coming next.
Yeah, it's like
Peggy is. I feel like Peggy would probably transition to blogging, and then maybe would become like a mommy influencer, like a mommy blogger kind of thing. I could see her becoming like a YouTuber influencer kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
Well, she did the newspaper for a little while.
Yeah, that's like kind of why I went there.
Well, I mean, it makes me kind of like more intrigued now just to watch it.
Also, I would say Hank would eventually inherit Strickland Propane. Even though like Strickland is dead, it's still Strickland Propane, even though he's the owner. Like he just can't change the name to like Hill Propane. It's still Strickland Propane.
Yeah. Like Strickland Propane and Hill.
Not even that. It's just Strickland Propane.
I think it would be awesome.
By chance, are you with the Phoenix Press? Are you located Phoenix? Or is that? I was just trying to inquire.
Let me give you a hint. Currently outside, it is 5 degrees.
Nope.
Well, I was just inquiring on like the relevance of where'd the name come from, or
it's basically so I was with this other company beforehand, or at least like an early version of like one of my comics, and then I left that company, and I was like, I'm going to start my own company with blackjack and hookers, and I actually for a brief moment,
shiny metal ass.
Yeah, I actually for a brief moment thought about calling my company Blackjack and Hookers Comics, but I figured, okay, that really wouldn't work. It would be a great name, but like, so the Phoenix is basically representation of like, you know, rising from the ashes.
Rising,
okay.
You know, what is the tagline for my company is "We Are Reborn."
Nice.
It's about like death, renewal, you know, never giving up, and if you're defeated, you come back stronger. You know, it's kind of about the emotion of the thing.
Nice.
No, totally get it.
Pleasant
Yeah,
story
was
there.
Yeah,
Could have been a whole lot worse. Yeah.
Where I'm at right now, if you add a 9 to the end of that 5, you'll have a good idea of the area that I'm at. But yeah.
It's too bad. It's too bad we can't add 19 to that. Then we'd have the best number ever.
Well, on that note,
nice.
Have y'all seen recently? Are y'all familiar with the FaZe Clan?
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar with them. I'm broad strokes.
Well, at one point, they claimed to be worth $700 million as of last year, and a little under over 6 months, their stock has dropped to just north of 80 cents. And they claim to only have like 43.9 million. So their stock has just.
Well, you know, a lot of those.
I mean, this could be just a phase.
or just bad mismanagement.
Well, it's like they pumped in a lot of money getting names like Bronny James, LeBron James' son, Snoop Dogg, and a plethora of other people. And these people cost money, as we all know.
Yeah.
And, you know, after so long, it's just, you know.
Like, how do they make their money, though? Like, they promote, but, like, how do they actually.
Well, they're streaming. Yeah, like, they're streaming. And I guess, you know, the revenue that's coming in, they get a percentage of it. The creator gets a percentage.
It's but
weren't they doing like Fortnite affiliate links or something? Like, wasn't there some controversy about that?
Yes. Fortnite, and I think I've seen them playing Call of Duty, mostly BRs.
Well, the affiliate links, they were getting in trouble for that, yeah. But I mean, the thing is that FaZe is kind of, a lot of people are distancing themselves from FaZe. Like, they're still FaZe, but they're just not. You know, I think FaZe is kind of going out of style. Anyways, it's like Optic Gaming.
So you're saying that
are
you saying that they're
phase? Yeah.
Are you phasing out?
They're phasing out for sure.
You know, it's not
optically they are phasing out.
Well, is it that, or is it just bad management? I mean, yeah,
probably both. I mean,
yeah, probably a bit of column A, a bit of column B.
Everything.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably blame it on column B, but like you said, it's probably a little bit both.
Yeah, it'll probably be a little bit of both. I mean, you know, it's just times are changing, and it's management's inability to react to the change is going to cause.
Well, Forbes is projecting that the money will run out by 2023, and saying that the company was never profitable.
Who knew a company totally based on cloud-based marketing would crash and burn once the money ran out? Who knew?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, where'd they get their money from to begin with? Or was it like
just like all the other places that are now crumbling? You know, all the investors. You know, like all the venture capital, because people don't realize we're on the verge of like we've been under a tech bubble like the last 10 years, and that bubble is actually starting to burst. Like that, people aren't really talking about this. Like, you know, and this is probably gonna be one of those things where like I'm talking about it now, and then a year later, everyone's talking about it, and I go raise their fist, be like, "F you, I'm right. F you, I'm right."
Yeah.
but like we're in a second tech bubble. We like just like the 2000s. And it's just been slower to pop, but it is on the way out. Like Disney's feeling the heat. You're seeing all these outlets really screaming for it. Even the video game companies are feeling it. We are really on the verge of a second tech collapse, like we had in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I can see that.
There's no denying.
Well, it says in 2021 they reported that they made 52 million, but then they also reported that they had 37 million in total losses. So
that was during the Magic pandemic years where nothing made sense. So,
well, I mean that to me is even worse because it's like everybody was at home. Therefore, you should be tuning in to these people playing more.
A lot of their money is from esports, though, too. And like a lot of the people that I follow on YouTube and Twitch that are FaZe Clan are doing just fine. So it's almost kind of like the company itself is dying, and then the creators are maybe getting away. They're distancing themselves.
So it's kind of like a BuzzFeed situation where BuzzFeed they create these like people like the Try Guys, where they foster these people, they get talented, and eventually they jump ship, create their own kind of ecosystem,
pretty
and get
much
successful. Yeah. That's what happened with BuzzFeed, where they like the Try Guys and all these other people. It's probably the same thing happened with FaZe Clan.
Because their creators are still growing. Like FaZe Jev is still growing, FaZe Kitty's still growing. Like they're still their channels and their brand is still growing, but FaZe is just kind of going away. But I mean, it's the same thing with like Team Caliber and like Optic Gaming and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of new people in the esports arena that are taking over, and I think they're just getting left behind because of poor management.
We're in a very personality-based economy. That's the thing with all this internet stuff is people don't follow FaZe Clan. They follow people in FaZe Clan that they like, and that's what and that's showing it out. Just like I use the BuzzFeed thing. People don't necessarily follow BuzzFeed; they follow the certain things of BuzzFeed that they like, and when they move, the audience moves with them.
Like how many people know that Hot Ones is BuzzFeed, part of BuzzFeed?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yep, yeah, they're part of BuzzFeed. I don't know if they were started by them or they were purchased by them, but yeah, it's BuzzFeed.
It's what motivated Microsoft to pay $30 million for Ninja to move to Mixer. I mean, it ended up not really working out,
and
but
Ninja
still
died. Yeah. A painful death. I used to stream on Mixer just because it was easier, but then
there was potential.
We made a mistake. We done fucked up. No more Mixer. Sorry, bye.
I think if Microsoft would have paid more attention to it, like give it more time to grow, because you gotta realize Twitch grew over like the course of like 15 years. Because remember, like Justin TV, Twitch really didn't blow up until like 2015, 2016 is really when it started to blow up, and it existed for like 5 years before that.
Oh yeah.
Well, they probably had some kind of financial advisor saying like, "Hey, this is how much money we pumped into this."
Isn't that about the time you started getting, like if you had an Amazon Prime account, you got Twitch. So I think that helped.
I think that was 2018, wasn't it? 2018.
Yeah. When did Amazon buy Twitch? Because I feel like it was kind of a recent thing.
Let's find out.
It's been a while.
One thing and you can really tell that Twitch actually does really like good on its own because Amazon hasn't made any moves to like fully integrate Twitch into Amazon like it did with Comixology. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I was wrong. 2014. It's been a minute.
Okay. Well, that kind of changes the story a little bit. But like the fact that like it's been 2014 and Twitch is still its own thing. And Amazon just lets it be its own thing, it does tell you how successful Twitch is. Versus Comixology, which we all know always lost money and was barely profitable, and they integrated it after a while and it just let it die.
It's honestly pretty surprising that Amazon didn't try to put their, change it in some way.
They tried, but the thing is, do you prefer having a physical copy of a comic or a manga over a digital, or just like would you want that, like just have a digital manga and all that? No, I really don't, to be honest, unless I'm getting both a physical and a digital.
I mean comics are kind of weird right now because I do feel like there is a market for digital, and that, like, I feel like the digital and physical market is actually probably separate. Like, they're actually two separate audiences. There's really not much overlap between the two. But it's really crazy because, like, there are people who read physical, are who read digital, and it's just comics is a mess right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, look no further than Marvel and DC. What's the latest thing that DC put out? Like Superboy kissing another guy.
Close your ears, Joseph.
Well, the problem with Marvel and DC is really not anything to do with the industry. It's really management. It's really mismanagement.
That's true.
Because really, if they had better management and they're just putting out good books, there is no reason why Marvel and DC shouldn't be really highly successful. Because, like, they have the most iconic characters ever. You know, it's just they're not pushing them as hard as they can. I think the direct market, which was a benefit to comics, has become a liability. They need to bring comics back into stores again. I mean, they've been kind of trying, but it's been
with shit stories, though. I mean, who wants to buy those books? You know, those weird ass books. That's the thing.
Like I said, that goes back to management. Because here's I think history will show that, like, Marvel made the greatest business mistake ever in the past 10 years. Because in the 2010s, they had the most profitable, the most high-profile movie series ever, the MCU.
Yeah.
There is an entire generation where the MCU is their Star Wars. That is a fact. Mm-hmm. To Zoomers, the MCU is their Star Wars. Plus, fact wholesale. Like,
okay, yeah.
Objective fact. And the problem is, during that time, you know, and this happened so many times. I remember hearing so many stories where you had, like, I want to read about Iron Man. I want to read about Tony Stark, and be like, Tony Stark's dead. You want to read about Riri Williams? Nah, no. I don't even know.
Tony Stark is dead?
I want to read about the Hulk. I want to read about Bruce Banner. Oh, no, there's a person named Amadeus Cho. Like, I want to read about Thor. Oh, no.
Did you say Chode?
Green Foster. You know, it's like...
Amadeus Chode? What'd you say there?
Amadeus Cho.
Oh, I thought... My bad.
Yeah, they replaced him with, like, the totally awesome Hulk.
That was so... And that's the thing. You're right about that. You know what's crazy is that Mortal Kombat has their comics, but they follow along with, like, okay, here's what happened. Here's the story that happens before Mortal Kombat 12 or whatever. You know, just like the I'm trying to think of what's the other game that they do? The
Injustice.
Thank you. Just like with Injustice, that's what that's what the Marvel Cinematic Universe should have done. The Marvel Comics really was that. Look, we're gonna explain some things on the side, on the extra, just because, you know, we need more money and all that. Obviously, capitalism. But,
like, I'm not saying they need to be totally tied in. They just need to be similar enough. Like, it needs to be like, hey, you like Tony Stark? Now read Tony Stark's adventure in the comics. You know, you're not going to have, like, total synergy, but you can at least have the same characters, you know.
We can do, yeah, that can work too. But I'm just thinking it would probably flow better, though.
Just that, or you do an MCU version of the comic. You go back through those old comics and you rewrite them within the new MCU.
That's too much work, universe. And also the problem is, usually, it takes about, like, 5 to 10 years for, like, the movies to catch up with the comics, because, like, right now the movies are doing, like, 2015 stories. Like, that's kind of where the movies are. Like, they're doing, like, they're just now starting to do the all new, all different Marvel stories.
Yeah, I'll skip on that. They're ruined one of my favorite characters already with some weird shit. So,
which character?
X-23.
I liked her in Logan. I thought she was cool. You know, that kind of, like, you know, like, she had a lot of, like, hit girl energy to her, and I liked it.
How did they ruin it?
They made her Wolverine in the comics.
Yeah, they're trying to make her Wolverine. It's like, it's not passing the torch thing, really.
Gotcha.
She's always been her own thing. She's, and then this newest comic stuff where she's, oh my gosh, it's just, I don't even want to talk about it because it's so fucking embarrassing.
See, the problem is Wolverine is such a high tier character. Like, Wolverine is, like, right up there with Batman, Spider-Man, Superman. You know, he is like some of the top tier characters. And, you know, he's like one of those characters where it's like you can't really do a mantle flop. Like you can't really make a new Batman. You can't, you know, you can do different Spider-Man, but you can't, like, Peter Parker will always be Spider-Man, and like Logan will always be Wolverine. It's like Wolverine is like that high of a tier of character.
Yeah, and it's so like I understand, like, yeah, that's his daughter in a way, even though she's a clone, and realistically, she almost killed him, like a fair bit amount of times, almost killed him, but that's because that's how she is. She's a lone wolf, just like her old man. It's just that she's just more unstable. She's more like she has her own little group though.
And the problem is making her Wolverine. You know it's not going to be permanent because comic books have basically, no matter what changes they make, they always have to go back to the status quo. So you know that eventually Wolverine will become Superman. Even look at the comics, Wally West was Flash for 20 years, but eventually Barry Allen came back and was Flash. Even that status quo change didn't last, you know. And it's you know, like Dick Grayson was Batman for like 2 years, but eventually Bruce Wayne came back, you know. So it's like the fact that because it doesn't allow Lauren to become her own character, like X-23, that's her title, you know, that allows her to become, you know, it's like Dick Grayson and Nightwing, you know. Like if Dick Grayson became Batman, it'd just be a temporary thing. But as Nightwing, he can allow to grow his own fan base.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never liked that tactic if it doesn't make sense. Like this shit obviously doesn't make sense. And I'm getting tired of it. It's like, oh, the mentor, you know, like the mentor is dead, so now the student has to become like take up the mentor's liability and all that. I'm like, no, just, you know, I understand that, but you don't need to take the fucking name. Just keep on donning who you are, and therefore it's like creating your own lore, and having these other villains, these new villains and these old villains saying like, oh shit.
I will say in Batman's case, sometimes it works when like you know it's temporary, because like there has been times like Bruce is incapacitated, like Dick Grayson become Batman. It's kind of a cool little like temporary diversion, like a little change of pace to have Dick Grayson be Batman for a little while, but you know that Bruce is coming back. But that's different from being like Laura is Wolverine now, Logan is dead, you know, deal with it kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always felt funny about that stuff. I really do. It's just, it's like
they run into the issue like they run into the issue like they did with Robin when the Joker killed Robin.
Mm-hmm.
People who hadn't been paying attention didn't realize that was a completely different person.
Robin, yeah,
you know, it was a different Robin. And then, you know, all the people who were reading the comic at the time actually hated that particular Robin.
Yeah.
So, you know, killing him off was actually a good idea. But everybody else who wasn't paying attention, all they hear is, oh, they killed Robin. You know, so that became a big, huge backlash. So I kind of that issue.
You know what I wonder?
Into it.
I wonder, without Death in the Family, would we have ever gotten Death of Superman? Because, like, I wonder if, like, DC realized the power of like stunts like that, because remember Death in the Family was in the 80s, and then they started doing like Nightfall and then Death of Superman roughly around the same time. I wonder if Death in the Family kind of taught them the value of those stunts.
Probably, because it brought so many people back to the comics that had stopped watching. Because of the
perfect example. Look at what Robert just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for some reason, the chat isn't updating.
So so basically, here's the timeline of your Robins. You got Dick Grayson was the first Robin. He became Nightwing. Then you got Jason Todd was the second Robin. He got killed by the Joker in Death in the Family. That's the person we're talking about. He eventually became Red Hood. So like the Red Hood you see, that's Jason Todd, the second Robin. Third Robin was Tim Drake, and he was kind of Robin like the 90s, 2000s roughly. He's my preferred Robin. Nightwing is my favorite character, but Tim Drake's my favorite Robin. And then you had Stephanie Brown was Robin briefly in like the early 2000s. That only lasted like maybe a year or two.
She was a good Robin.
Yeah, and War Games is actually I think that's a really underrated saga. Honestly, like the War Drums War Games saga, I think that's really underrated. And then you had Damian kind of take over in like the late 2000s.
Fuck Damian.
I will say Damian has grown on me. I feel like I don't know. I watched him mostly in the cameo movies, and like he's kind of matured a little bit. But yeah, when I first saw him, I hated him.
Fuck Damien. Yeah, that character is a blight. Just fuck him. I'm sorry.
Hey, but how do you really
I'm gonna
feel
jump
about
into
that character?
chat so I don't pass out on you. Hurt my leg today.
Oh yeah.
On some meds. I don't want to fall asleep on here on everybody, so I'm gonna jump in chat. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, get your leg fixed. Stop doing dumb shit.
I know. Hey, I'll be listening in chat.
Okay.
Hey, when your girl asked you to do a new weird position, say no this time.
I still got another leg.
And a third leg.
Blood is not lube. Please remember that.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 more.
It's not worth the Red Wings. It's not worth earning your Red Wings. Trust me, I know this.
Damn. You got a significant other, Nick?
By the way, anyone who knows what I just said, they're dry heaving right now.
That's the problem. I know what you said, and I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
You might have met your match.
I've earned my Red Wings.
Sometimes you got to cosplay as Dracula.
Oh my god, that reminds me of like this one meme I saw where it's like a real man pleases his woman every day of the month, and it was like this Bear Grylls, and he had like this bloody mouth, like you know, like he was just eating a bear or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Seen it.
Yeah. You know, my wife said I ruined what was it, Vampire Diaries? Because you know, like all these vampire shows, they have like, you know, some romantic scene.
Oh,
and
it's
you
gotta
know,
be.
right.
Ever since
And I was sitting there watching it with her, and she's just gushing over it, you know, like
a vampire's favorite time of the month is when his woman's on the period.
Right. Well, that's where I was sitting there like, if he's dead and his heart's not pumping, how
popsicle sticks?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Like, how? No.
I've seen like some vampire fiction where like they can direct the control of like where the blood flows, and then like put, you know, kind of, you know,
but I mean, at that point,
they
this
pump it
dude's
up, if you will.
This dude's like 400 years old. You know that blood's stiff as hell. Like it's coagulated. Like he's all clotted up. There's no movement. Like
he's just really good with his tongue.
Yeah, I mean, I
mean, like,
it's just something that I was questioning, because it was like when I was watching it with her, I was like, wait a minute.
Why do you think lesbian vampires are such a thing?
I don't know, but by God, we need them.
This stream has gotten really disgusting.
I didn't take it there. I was eating a granola bar. Like when y'all were talking, I was just like snacking because
I was on a rant, and then all of a sudden everything just changed.
I was fully prepared when we were talking about Amazon acquiring Twitch, going into a topic of Amazon has recently, or let me pull it up here, allegedly they had purchased the rights to Tomb Raider.
I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest. I'm not a Tomb Raider fan.
Now, have they purchased like the full rights to the IP, or is it just like the television?
It says Amazon has reportedly bought the rights to the Tomb Raider franchise for $600 million. The series is rumored to be changing hands once again. Amazon has reportedly bought the rights to Tomb Raider franchise for the grand sum of $600 million. That's according to the website Fellowship of Fans, which says Embracer Group just sold their Tomb Raider rights to Amazon for a deal that we can exclusively reveal as being approximately a $600 million overhaul package, making it Amazon's second biggest purchase after purchasing the television rights for the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
So is it just film / TV rights, or like?
No, it looks like everything.
Yeah,
like the whole shebang.
Well, it says while the sources don't specifically state the currency, we assume the figure is in USD. It's also unclear whether the deal includes games, movies, TV shows, and merchandise, or if it's only the film and TV rights. Okay, though the lofty sum that Amazon has apparently coughed up suggests that it's purchased the rights to the whole Tomb Raider IP.
Yeah, because like $660 million
It's substantial.
Like I feel like that's maybe even too much. I feel like Tomb Raider probably is more worth closer to like 400 or 500 million, but like, it's kind of like, but like for film rights, there is no way they would buy the film and TV rights
for that much. Yeah. But I mean, if you get it for the grand scheme of things, then I mean that's merchandise, video games, then the show, possibly a movie.
But here's the problem. Amazon's video game efforts haven't been floundering. Like they have not produced a hit. Like everything they've done is at best strong launch, but then tapers off. Like Lost Ark, New World, and that's just the stuff that actually crosses the finish line. So it's like,
right, Gator, you're probably right. And if so, I apologize, Oracle.
I wonder if they're going to try and make Luna, like the Amazon Luna gaming streaming service, a more attractive thing by trying to prop that up, like kind of focusing stuff onto that. It'll be interesting to see, like, if they make other related purchases, like, imagine if they purchase Sega.
Well, that's what I was questioning. If they've already acquired the Lord of the Rings and then now they're moving to Tomb Raider, it's like what could be in store
for Amazon see them making a TV show or even a movie, getting into.
Well, here's the really scary thing. Like try this on for size. Like, it's no secret that Disney has been secretly preparing themselves to sell. Now, the thought has been that Apple would acquire Disney. But what if Amazon acquires Disney for like $200 billion or some like really fucking high sum? I could totally see them doing that. Because Disney's in the shitter right now. They are in the shitter. They pretend that they're not, but we all know they are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was me, that seems like, I don't know how much they make on their movies. Do you think they could make that much to where, like, financially you could just be like, we're going to hold on to it. In the next 10 years, we could potentially make XYZ,
Well, the problem is their movie, like the MCU is trending downwards. Like Black Panther 2 made $800 million. Their movies are not doing that well, and their streaming service is a fucking joke. Like the MCU stuff is just not doing the numbers. Like, it's not doing it.
Joseph loves his Disney Plus.
I like Disney Plus. But I'm only one person, so.
I'm probably going to renew it for Mando season 3, but like even I'm kind of like I love Mandalorian, but like I'm kind of reserved,
Well, then to me,
the Bad Batch right now, they're on season 2. That's pretty decent.
I think everything will go back to what Joseph was saying earlier about bad management. If you've got all these projects, you know what I mean? Like if I was to run a kitchen and I have 10 things on the menu and only 2 or 3 are my top selling things, I need to start limiting my menu.
I mean, look at what
I need to order less food to prepare because I'm not selling it. The food's going bad. You know what I'm saying? So like, why are these people not
like
prioritizing?
Nintendo. Like, look at what Nintendo did. Their handhelds were doing amazing and their consoles were kind of floundering. So what they did is they just released one product that did both. And Nintendo Switch is like wildly successful because of it.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to wait and see on that. I'm kind of interested. I don't know if a Tomb Raider show would be any good or not.
It has potential.
It all comes down to good story.
The thing about streaming services is, we're kind of already starting. Like I feel like because like the reason why Disney bought Fox was because of preparing for the streaming wars. That's all you heard from like 2017 to 2020 was like preparing for the streaming wars, and the streaming wars has so far been a wet fart, and you're already starting to see things kind of starting to contract a little bit, and I feel like in the next few years we're going to see a lot more of these companies kind of contract a little bit more, and because it's already streaming services are getting to the price of cable.
Well, there's just too many streaming services.
Exactly.
I mean, it's okay. It was one thing when you had Netflix and Hulu, and then so we added Disney Plus, but I mean now you have HBO Max, you got
Peacock,
you have
Paramount,
which
Apple.
I think is Paramount now rolled into something else now.
Well, it was CBS Online, and then or something like
CBS
that.
All Access. Because remember, DC itself had its own streaming service at one point, and then that got rolled into HBO Max.
Yeah,
and then CBS is all now just Paramount Plus, because I actually have that for the Star Trek stuff.
Yeah,
but I mean, their app sucks in my opinion. I mean, I'm not talking about the content, but the app just is atrocious.
The thing is, I think above all else, I think Netflix is going to survive all this because Netflix is kind of positioned itself as like the neutral ground where it's like anything that is not like a studio film goes on to Netflix. Netflix is like where everything that is not part of like a Paramount, Disney, or whatever goes on to Netflix. And they actually have a real because if you look at the top 20 streaming shows, like pretty much all but 3 or 4 are Netflix. So Netflix, I think, is doing a lot better than people give it credit for.
Well, the only competition they really have
is themselves.
Per se is Hulu. They're the only one that's similar to them in the same type of setup. And I don't think Hulu does this, like you said, does even close to Netflix.
Well, what I was meaning is they're like the password sharing thing. They're trying to limit that.
They only hurt themselves.
Oh, do you hear they walked it back?
That's what I'm saying. That's where I was saying they're like their only competition because they're going to hinder themselves in the long run if they do that.
I laugh because that shouldn't have gotten out, guys. I mean, we totally talked about it a year ago. We totally announced it a year ago. But that was a mistake, guys. Can this fucking gaslighting just stop by these companies? I mean, seriously, we're not dumb.
Well, they'll constantly, any of these companies, these CEOs will throw out these ideas or it gets leaked, and then they want to act like the consumer's stupid.
Like look with the OGL. Look what happened with the OGL.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
Wizards got caught with their pants down, and at first they try to be an asshole about it. Like there's this one line that just makes my blood buzz. Like, oh, by the way, there's going to be some people that said we lost. No, we didn't. We all won. That is just such petty corporate speak. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I think that's some CEO trying to save his ass.
That line was pure ego. That did not need to be there. That was just petty corporate egoism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if Wizard of the Coast will recover after that.
It's Dungeons and Dragons. They will.
I want to say they shouldn't, but actually, I'm not going to say it.
There's enough school shooters to keep them going.
But I mean, there's so many other ones out there like like Pathfinder.
That's a line that even I wouldn't cross.
Damn.
JK. Not J.K. Rowling. Yeah, see, I already knew.
Oh, okay. Speaking of J.K. Rowling,
and here we go.
The Hogwarts Legacy.
Segue engaged.
Accidental, awesome segue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I had. Yeah. So
that was totally
only
planned.
a few days left.
Totally planned, by the way.
Yeah. No, I'm fully prepared, ready. Might stream it on the channel.
Maybe you will. Maybe you won't.
Maybe I
won't.
Don't know. Maybe I'll get it early.
Maybe go fuck yourself.
Nah, it's been a couple weeks. But yeah, no.
Well, you got the lotion ready, so.
Damn, it puts the lotion
in the basket.
Or gets the hose.
But I'll probably be buying it after a week or two goes by, so I know that.
Yeah. Get all the hot fixes, get all the bugs, there's like a day one patch supposed to come. There's been arguments of like required internet, to play the game. And then I've seen that it's required to have internet just to do the day one patch.
All I know is the Switch version is gonna look more toasty than Nancy Pelosi after a 12-hour joint session of Congress.
Well, I'm not going to be playing it on that.
That'd be good.
I have a cousin who she's going to do that. I'm like, you have fun.
Which I think there's like nothing wrong with the Switch, but I think there's like kind of like a stay in your lane.
A limit?
type thing. You know, it's like if you know you can't put out a product that's going to be somewhere roughly near the same, like performance wise, like why even try to push that envelope? Just
I mean, some ports, like we do get some miracle ports, like Witcher 3, Dying Light. Some of them actually and plus with like Ark when it first came out looked like terrible, but they did actually recently go back and report it, and now it's a lot better.
Well, I mean, I wish it nothing but the best.
As long as they can get the game to run satisfactory to the people who are going to play it.
Well, yeah, if people are happy playing it on it, then that's where I would be aiming for. But if you know that you can't put out a product that people are going to be satisfied with, well, I think that that's a whole conundrum in itself, because it was like they had so many delays and people were riding over it. They were like, "Where's our Cyberpunk?" And then they're like, "What's going to be this day?" And then it was like another.
Well, the problem with Cyberpunk
delay.
is they announced it way too fucking early.
Yeah,
and manipulation.
Also, did you hear about the QA controversy? I don't know if you watched like the Upper Echelon Gamers report on that. Like that's just kind of like a small part of the whole thing, but like even that portion was really bad.
Not familiar with it.
But yeah, basically with like the QA testers, they outsourced it, which is standard practice. But like they had like a bug quota, these testers. So like they'd find all these like really really small bugs to kind of meet their quota, and so the people back at Cyberpunk were too busy chasing like these really small bugs to just kind of fix the most of the other stuff. And there's a bunch of other corruption kind of going on at this company. I'm not saying it's responsible for Cyberpunk going bad, but it's part of a much larger problem.
I'm just on the fence. I'm just saying, fuck them. That's where I'm at. Fuck them.
I mean, to be fully honest, I do own Cyberpunk for PC, and I actually really enjoyed it. I also bought it a year after it came out when it was on sale for $30, and well after it gotten a lot of its patches. So it's like it's a good game. I'm gonna it's a good game. I'm gonna defend it. I'm excited. I'm kind of a CD. I've always been a CD Projekt Red fanboy. Like I'm a big Witcher person. Witcher 3 is amazing. I'm honestly excited for the new Witcher games because like they're switching to like the Unreal Engine with it, and like they kind of bungled the re-release a little bit, but like the new Witcher content, from what I hear, is actually really good, and it proves they can still do Witcher. So, and it's like that's what they know anyway. So it's like Witcher 4, I'm excited for. Witcher 1 remake is going to be great.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot about that. That was going to happen.
I mean, have you tried to play Witcher 1?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to.
Witcher 1 is really hard to go back to.
I know, and I'm not going to do it. Fuck them.
Do it.
Nope.
Do it.
Talking about going back to it.
D-Rhino, just watch when the trailer comes out, and it looks fucking amazing. You are going to bite the bullet.
Nope. Fuck them. They're not getting any more of my money after that shit. They pull it off. Fuck them.
Yeah. I know. I liked a lot like you. I liked Cyberpunk, but I also had it on a Series X right when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I played the shit out of it, and I loved the game, but I didn't have any of those problems. I think because I was on the Series X that everybody else had.
I played it day one on a 1X, and it was fine.
I
mean, it had bugs, but
on
it
a
wasn't
regular
game-breaking.
Xbox One, and I mean,
I heard the real. Oh my god! Imagine trying to play Cyberpunk on a VCR Xbox One.
Yeah, no, that's what I had.
You thought the PS4 was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was bugs, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't anything game breaking. There was issues.
Prisoner noted on something earlier. Have y'all seen the recent thing with that content creator and the AI porn?
Yes.
No, I actually haven't.
That's
AI
I don't know the details about it, but a lot of it just seems fake.
Well, I mean,
it was deep fake. He actually had deep fakes.
No, the whole situation because
it
seems forced and like it seems like a controversy was just created because
it could be, but it was a deep fake, I guess, of his team.
Yeah,
like the people that help him with his.
I think it was like Pokimane was in it, and like
Pokimane. Mm-hmm.
Like, was he sent it? Like, did he not know? Like,
no, he was reportedly he was streaming, and one of his windows was up that was Pornhub. So then it was only up there like real briefly. Like I don't even think he displayed it or anything like that. It was just something like if I was sharing my screen, and yeah, you know what I mean.
It was displayed for one frame. And
internet audits are weaponized autism.
Well, the thing is like then he came out and was like, "Hey, this is what happened." It was like 2-3 in the morning. I was browsing the hub, and there was
a company that'll do
it was an ad that did like AI porn. He was like, I clicked on it, and then next thing you know, he ended up paying for it. Like, and
this goes way beyond accident.
Well, that's exactly, but that's where to me it was like if I showed one frame of like right now, if I was to show you like a frame of my window and it shows that I've been, it's pretty evident I yanked my chain. I'm not going to come out with like my apology video going, well, one day I was like eating some cottage cheese and then I was like, God damn, it's time to jack off. And I went in there and I got the jerkins out. And next thing I know, I was on Pornhub. Now I'm subscribed to Amazon Prime, and now I had to get a copy of my birth certificate printed out. It's like, why did he have to go that far into detail to justify him jacking his dick? I would have just simply been like, hey, you caught me. I use Pornhub. I jack my dick occasionally. End of story.
Just do like DSP. Just do like DSP. Oh, the camera's on. Hello.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's where I'm like,
you're gonna get me back on Dark Side Phil again, aren't you?
or even better, it's like you're a female streamer and your guy's fucking you off camera, but like the reflection of the window gets it.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh shit!
You only got banned for a day.
Looking through the window.
You only got banned for a day.
Well, the big thing would be like, okay, yeah. Obviously he screwed up and showed that window, and he was yanking it, but it would be more like, you having a deep fake of all of us having sex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then that's when I would be kind of like, Michael, do you want to talk about something?
But apparently he was friends with Pokimane. Like he was it's like,
yeah, they work together.
Yeah. So that's kind of where the weird portion comes in.
Right. That's where it's a little strange.
And that's where it's like, why did you go into the detail describing this depiction of like
manufactured?
I understand how it's a bad idea for like your friend to like do that, or but like the thing that kind of pisses me off is like Pokimane getting like, oh, they're sexualizing me, blah. Like, okay, to be honest, Pokimane doesn't sexualize herself nearly as much as Amaranth. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But at the same time, she does put herself out there, and when you're out there in that sphere, she does trade on her looks.
Right.
Not as much as Amaranth.
Thank you for not knowing who Pokimane is, Frank. By the way,
sorry. Go ahead. In chat, she's a streamer that plays
she's
games and such. Okay.
I'd actually argue she's actually really smart, but in a different kind of way. Like,
in a different kind of
way. She's a very crafty, conniving little bitch.
Yeah.
And that's going to get clipped and that's going to get me canceled, so fuck you.
Well, you heard it first, folks. The Phoenix Press has spoken.
To be fair, I respect her game.
I mean, regardless of the individual,
she plays the game so well.
I mean,
she does.
Earlier, you noted that like if they took Brittany Murphy's voice, how that would be distasteful. I could only imagine how somebody would feel knowing that somebody took their image or likeness and put them in a scenario to where they're having intercourse with somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's out there.
Oh, I know.
It might be out there.
I guarantee you. Yeah.
I don't know.
They've been doing this though.
It's probably out there.
Well, I mean, they've been doing it, but it's getting more fine tuned to where,
like my position
back in the day.
I actually got to go here soon, so I'm just going to make this kind of point and hop off. when you become a public figure, like even you can be disgusted by it, but being a public figure in a public space kind of comes with the territory. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like for example, you don't think like any of the you don't think any of the supernatural actors, they know if you go on fanfiction.net, there's like all these like fanfics of their, you know, like a gay romance between Dean and Castiel, and it's like the most graphic gay sex imaginable.
Prisoner,
it's like,
you wrong
is
for that.
Celestial come? Shut up, my bunghole. That is a sentence I never thought I'd ever say.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. On that note, on that very bad note, I actually got a stream at 12:15. It was nice, guys, but I gotta go.
Oh yeah,
Right,
privilege as always.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come back on and have a chat with us, you're more than welcome.
Yep. You can find me at The Phoenix Press on Twitter and YouTube.
I already got you on YouTube.
Yeah.
With like 3 or 4 different.
I haven't got you on YouTube. I think I got you on Twitter.
YouTube.
And I'm actually going to go on YouTube right now and just display to people how easy it is to do that.
I do like a video game podcast. I do like an Avatar rewatch.
I seen one of your YouTube shorts. What was it? You had like what was it? A squirrel or mouse or rat or it was something on your
rat.
One moment.
Here it comes.
Oh, you shouldn't have done it, Mr. Black. You shouldn't have done it.
No, I should have. He's about to bring out Mr. Jenkins.
Well, its name is not Mr. Jenkins. It's got a different name.
Mrs. Jenkins, idiot.
Well, no, this is a boy. It's a boy rat.
Are you sure? Did you ask it?
Some courage.
I have 2 rats. This is one of them.
Please tell me you named one of them Takashi.
No, it's Drake and Courage. This is Courage, the cowardly rat, and the other one is Drake, named after Nathan Drake.
Oh.
Also, Courage is being all adorable with licking my finger. So,
how old is that thing?
A little bit under a year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Watching it crawl on you like that just kind of like gave me like the like EBGB. So he's like, "Motherfucker, something on you."
As a kid, I had a white one just like that.
If you think this guy's big,
my sister had a hamster, and we put him in a cage.
Was it?
And it's being, I think it was around 8 or 9 years old.
General Electric cage.
It was like a bird cage, actually. I forgot to
see a chunker.
We forgot to feed him for a couple of days.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
This is Drake.
Oh man!
Oh nice. God, he's huge.
That's a healthy rat.
He is well taken care of.
That motherfucker looks like it eats more than I do.
Yeah, Drake's pretty much the alpha of the band. Yeah.
So we forgot to feed the rats for a few days, and when we come back to look at the cage, my rat was still there, but my sister's hamster was only.
The rat ate the
only the low. Yeah, it was only the lower half of the body. It was like a.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, you got to keep that happen. Yeah, never mind.
Oh,
well,
my
Nick,
sister,
you don't.
My sister was, of course, a few years younger than me, so she was like, she hated me. It was my fault that the rat ate.
It's still your fault. It's literally still your fault.
So yeah, I do some shorts with them every now and then. They're adorable.
I've watched some of them.
I mean, that's subjective, but how old did you say they were?
A little bit under a year. I got them last April.
No, is there like apologize for me not being educated on rodents, but are there like different breeds of rats?
Yeah, there's different breeds. These are actually supposed to be meant to be feeder rats, and by that I mean like snake food.
Yeah, snakes. Yeah.
So
that's what I was wondering.
If it wasn't for me, these rats would be like dried up snake shit. So they actually get they get to live a good life. And they're fairly well behaved. They like to crawl around, but thing is, obviously if it was scared, it would be running all around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have named them Scabbers.
Hell yeah, you would have.
I don't know. Just knowing what
I'm a loser.
Give us that promotion of your book one more time.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of the book?
I got Screecher.
Where
You can find it on right now. It's on Amazon Prime for your Kindle. I'll probably put it on Global Comics at some point, and then I also have Turned Samurai. You can find that on Amazon Kindle, Global Comics, and also on Webtoon. I'm working on Turned Samurai issue 3, and then Screecher issue 2 will be coming out later this year.
Can't wait, man. You already know.
Screecher is I'm gonna kind of show the interiors real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, full color and whatnot. Yeah.
Does it only come in paperback, or can you get it in PDF?
You can get it digital. Yes.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, you can read it on like your Kindle and whatnot. Yeah.
I think I put the link there, right?
Yep, you did.
Nice. I was trying to figure out how to do that and talk about rats running around and looking at, because I had seen one earlier and that just made me think about that.
Yeah, you did. I was gonna do it if you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Get everything logged in. Okay,
When he was talking about skedaddling, I was like, hold on, we got to have the rat talk.
Scoot and skedaddling. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've watched a few. I've watched some of the shorts, and I've watched a couple of your Avatar rewatches.
Yeah, it's really fun. But yeah. So, yep, I'm gonna be on Comics League here in a second. We do like Comics League After Dark. I do a lot of stuff with this channel. So like,
do you do any conventions?
Actually, I do. I do. I got 2 this month. I got one on Super Bowl Sunday, and I got my big one, Great Lakes Comic Con, coming at the end of this month, and then I got a couple more coming throughout the year.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm from the Michigan area, so if you're from like southeastern Michigan, you can probably find me at one of those cons.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever see any like Comic-Con exclusive Storm collectibles from Mortal Kombat, let me know.
I wouldn't know what I'm looking at, so
it's a Mortal Kombat figure that has Storm collectibles on the box.
Mm-hmm.
I will keep that in
mind. Some of them have labels on them because they come out with these figures, and then like San Diego or New York, all these other places, they sometimes come out with like exclusive figures that are only at them Comic-Con, so it drives the damn prices up for the retail values on them.
Yeah, I mean, if I saw them, it'd probably be a reseller, and they'd probably be outrageously priced.
They originally come out, they're like roughly like $80 to $90, and then some of the ones that are like, let's see,
they usually like double,
like 5 years old, they're like $400 or $500 now.
I can believe it.
And that's why I got some on my shelf back there. But it was a great pleasure having you on.
For sure.
Talking to you and getting to know you a little bit better.
I'd like to have you on again. I'll be doing the Indiegogo for Turned Samurai roughly about May. That's what I'm shooting for. So like I'll probably be looking for some promotion around there. So I'll probably hit you up around then.
How often does your comic books come out?
Twice a year. So I do my basically in the spring I do Turned Samurai. Then in the fall I do Screecher. That's kind of the schedule I've settled upon. I'm basically building towards a full trade paperback. So there's going to be 5 issues in Volume 1 Turned Samurai. I'm working on issue 3 right now, and there's going to be 4 issues of Screecher.
So basically 1 a year or each one.
For each one, yeah. And then once I get all those done, I got to do some like revamping Turned Samurai because like I'm doing a new art style with this issue. So when I get to the trade, I'm going to redo issues 1 and 2, the art and whatnot to make it better, and kind of just edit, tighten things up, and then release the trade. My hope is that like I make enough money selling the trade that I can just work on the next volume all at once. Like Volume 2 hopefully will come along a lot quicker than Volume 1 because like I can't really afford to produce a whole entire volume at once. Like I can barely afford to do like these issues all at once. So like basically that's my plan. Pretty solid, Yeah,
it sounds like a solid plan. I mean, where can we get that?
Right now the issues Turned Samurai is available on Global Comics, Amazon Kindle, and then Webtoon. And then Screecher is currently available on Amazon Kindle. I'm doing like their kind of exclusive thing. So they'll probably remain exclusive for next few months or so, and then I'll probably put on Global Comics and eventually on Webtoon.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well,
Awesome.
we wish you nothing but the best. And
I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I highly recommend getting his comics.
But anyway, I do need to go, and the rat is making a break for it, so I got to go chase him
I heard
down.
that.
They're very persistent because like I try to keep them onto this couch because if I let them free roam, they'll just kind of piss everywhere and kind of stink up the apartment. Like this is like a free sofa. So like I don't care if they fuck this sofa up because I literally got it for free. And then like if I want another one, I can just get another free one. So like I don't care if they fuck this up.
Have you thought about getting them their own free sofa?
I don't have the room in this apartment. But
Well,
yeah, so I'll talk to you later.
Yep, out of here. Later, dude.
Later, man.
Take it easy.
I think that motherfucker was lying.
Regarding
Them rats goddamn eat snakes. that ain't no snake food, bro. That was
That was a New York rat right there.
dude, that
pretty
was
big.
that was a gangster rat for sure.
I always thought mine from when I was a kid was pretty big, but that thing was huge.
No, that took down. Like I said, man, right when I seen it crawl up on him, I was like, hold the fuck up, man.
2 o'clock in the morning, you hear him say, "Feed me."
Yeah. Well, there was I might have to look further into it later on, but there was a book when I was I don't know, either elementary or middle school that was rats. Like they were like radioactive rats that took over a town or something like that.
Well, there was
The Secret of Nim.
Secret of Nim, yeah.
I love that movie. The Secret
I don't
of
know
Nim
what
was amazing.
but I remember reading that thing. Like when I seen it crawling on him, like my first thought was like a mob of fucking rats eating that man alive tonight.
Prisoner,
Like,
come on.
Right? That's what I'm like.
I shall name you Donatello Raphael.
Awesome character though.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah,
really good takes.
Books.
Yeah.
I didn't find him, but I'll go to his YouTube channel. He'll probably mention them.
That's what I did. That's how I found him. I just went to his YouTube channel because he's got most of his links there. He needs to do some updating on his links on his like about page, so you can go directly to that. But I think he's got some.
That's what I was questioning.
Yeah,
when I was on there earlier.
I think he's got some on his on the actual videos though.
Yeah, Nick is Nick is a one of a kind. Great guy.
He's cool, dude. Yeah, he's
he's one of the guys who gave me a chance. So I just said, man, let me.
So that's what's wrong with him.
Yeah, like let me pay it forward. But
teaches rats to do martial arts.
Yeah, that
can't even right now. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only owned the one rat. I did have a hamster later on in life, but yeah, I only had one rat.
I used to have mice. I had a couple mice.
Yeah,
they died.
It was bad enough with my sister after my rat ate her hamster.
Well, the story is getting much worse. That's where I thought you were going with it, but
yeah, that's what. Yeah, I didn't even. I put in my 2 cents. I left it there. You know, I was like, I'm not going to talk about it.
That's why when I heard him start to say something, I was like,
yeah, I was like a General Electric cage, you know, and then a Kenmore. You know, like, kind of an off subject topic, which is like pretty much all the topics. Yeah. Recently, I actually seen this a while back, but it just kind of got me where a woman that got drunk. She had an accident at a Marilyn Manson concert and blew up $15 million worth of property. All right. She actually went to jail. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Now she's this was as of sometime in January when this article got published, but she is now suing the alcohol company.
Yeah,
of course.
For doing it. Well, the caused an estimated 10 to 15 million in damages. I was just sitting there questioning, like, what kind of accident do you have to have at a concert to?
That's like you murdered Marilyn Manson. That's like
right?
you didn't knock
Yeah,
over a speaker. That's like you killed Marilyn Manson. Yeah, I don't know.
How did she get up?
She fell and broke the fingers of the
Okay.
guitarist, and he was
So
fingers.
Yeah.
she crashed her Ford Fusion, which
Okay,
had
now
been registered
okay.
under her father's name, into a single home. But moments later, a broken gas line caused by the crash set off an explosion that rippled apart 4 homes and injured 7 nearby people. See that? I mean, I like how this article makes it all about Marilyn Manson.
right.
Like the
yeah.
headlines and everything, and then you get down and it's like she ran through a fucking orphanage and then hit a damn school bus full of kids. Meanwhile, damn Marilyn
Ran
Manson's
over a
over
bunch
here
of rats,
drinking his own piss. You know, it's
spraying
like,
some turtles.
yeah. But that kind of blew me away. It's like, how do you get drunk? It'd be like me drinking Crown Royal, you know, and that happened, and me just being like, you know what, it's Crown Royal's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, we live in the. Oh,
We live
you know,
in
I'm gonna be quiet right there.
Sue Happy. We live in a Sue Happy culture, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We have a whole bunch of people who try to find any way to make a living, not doing what
Not working.
You know, either whether it's suing or trying to rip people off. I mean, you know, when you see Happy
Joseph,
YouTube
it was
ads,
one time, man. You said you wasn't going to tell me.
I mean, you see all these YouTube ads where these people are just blowing smoke up the ass, you know, about this or that, and you're like, it's so obvious.
But it
so
works
full of
though.
shit.
But it works though. Like you hate the hater or hate the game. Like I understand. I'm totally.
I can hate a little bit of both.
When the game
totally
is rigged, but when the game is rigged, sometimes you got to cheat to win.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna sue McDonald's because I mean.
Well, it's like speaking of alcohol in general, and I've actually drank this product, but them little Fireball minis that you can get at the gas stations. There's been a lawsuit on that where it says on there like it has whiskey in the little airplane bottle, but it's just toned down to where it's not actual liquor.
Yeah, it was what was it? Cinnamon whiskey something.
Yeah, it's Fireball.
Yeah, it was Fireball cinnamon. It was just called Fireball cinnamon.
Yeah,
which is like a toned down version. And
but then when you read the bottle, it has on there.
Fireball cinnamon.
It says whiskey in there. Yeah, so there's been somebody that's suing. Yeah, I mean, and if you told me like.
They had two products. They had their Fireball cinnamon whiskey, and then they had their Fireball cinnamon, and people were complaining that it wasn't the Fireball whiskey.
Well, I even had some of the bottles, and I was reading them, and sure enough, it has the word whiskey on the
so
bottle.
It contains alcohol, right?
Yeah, it contains alcohol, but it's just a certain percentage to where it's not deemed liquor. It's more of a malt liquor than anything.
Yeah, because I got you. Okay, because I watch I think it's called Code Blue Cam, and they pulled over a lady that they suspected was drinking and driving, and they opened up her after they pulled her out, they opened up her passenger side door, and like I swear to God, 30 or 40 of those little bottles were on the floorboard, the seat, 3 or 4 of them 30 fell out. 40. Yeah. Literally, like
they don't really get you like the effects of the alcohol aren't as substantial as drinking the actual liquor. You know what I mean? Well, that's what I was saying. I bought a pack and drank the whole pack and was just like, this is nothing nowhere near, you know.
I learned my lesson on that years ago when back in the early 90s, they had these things called Cisco's.
Oh, hell yeah.
They probably still have them now. I don't know, but I haven't drank one since then. But I thought they were like a wine cooler looking bottle. Yeah. And I went to a party and someone handed me one, and I thought, oh, it's just a wine cooler. So it was the only drink I had was that Cisco. I think maybe I had 1.5. I don't remember. But I had to go pick up somebody, and I'm like, oh, I've only drank one drink, in an hour or so. I'm fine. I get in the car, I go drive down to pick up this person, and I'm luckily for me, it hit me right when I was pulling into the parking lot of where I was going, so I got really lucky there. But I pulled in, and all of a sudden it hit me, and I pulled over the car, and I walked to the person. I said, "You're driving." And they're like, "I don't know how to drive a stick." I'm like, "Well, you're still driving.
You're gonna figure it out, motherfucker."
Well,
because I'm not
sit
driving
on my lap.
But I would never put myself in that situation at the time because it was just a wine cooler. It's one drink.
No, that ain't a wine cooler. That's a
Well, I learned the hard way,
cocktail.
so I'm a little more careful about what I drink after that. But yeah, it was could be a little scary, But but nowadays they seem to be a lot more. They put everything, the writings on the bottle.
Well, like the new Cisco's like the Four Loko.
I've got a Four Loko story.
Oh, did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I worked at the for the post office, we used to have like this impromptu football league that we would do like once every 2-3 months or something like that. And it was actual tackle football, right? I guess that's to make sure that we weren't shooting the place up or something. I don't know. Go and post them. But we had this, me and this other dude, Matt, had this challenge where we decided instead of bringing water, we were going to ride together and we were going to drink nothing but Four Locos. And it was September or October, so it was still like 100, 105, 110 out here. And we drank like 4 or 5 Four Locos and played tackle football. And I don't remember most of it.
I was going to say them.
That's the most early 2000s thing you could ever possibly do, though, I think, is...
One time I drove my car to my next door neighbor's house, and it was at the time it was my wife's sister's husband's grandmother. So it's like my brother-in-law's grandmother.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Right.
Okay, anyway.
It was it was an older lady, but she drank a lot of beer, and she's like, anytime you want to come over and just talk, and and I was trying to unwind, I had 3, 4 Locos. And this was when they first came out, and I thought, like, kind of like your story, Joseph, I didn't really know what I was getting into, and I drove to her house. I mean, it was right next door, but I drove over there.
Hi, Mrs. Robinson.
I went over there, and
good job, Mrs. Robinson.
Man, I drank them damn things, and I couldn't. I didn't even risk driving my car from next door. I mean, we're talking about 200-300 feet. Like, I was just like, I walked home and woke up the next day and felt like shit, and I went out. I was like, oh, back then I was smoking. It was like, damn, I ain't got no cigarettes. So I was like, well, let me go to the store to get a pack of cigarettes. And I went to where I normally park my car, and it wasn't there. So, like, now I'm running in the house, and I'm telling my wife, I'm like, God damn, somebody done stole our car.
Dude, where's my car?
Yeah, exactly. And she's like, are you for real right now? And I'm like, yeah, like, we have to notify the authorities. Like, somebody stole the car. She was like, look over there. And I was just like, So, yeah, but like, back when they first came out, there was like studies on them that were stating that they were the equivalent of drinking 3 beers and doing a bump of cocaine.
Damn.
Nice. No wonder I had such a good time.
Yeah, no, they actually toned down the formula. They were required to adjust it after that short period of time.
Cocaine?
I know they changed it.
Yeah, that's why. Because
no wonder I stopped drinking it and started snorting more cocaine.
Exactly. So
drugs are a hell of a drug.
When you think about that and think about me being at this old lady's house doing 3 bumps of cocaine and 9 beers, dude, no wonder I lost my fucking car. Like, I was an amateur. But I had another brother-in-law of mine, his brother, that was from. It's a long story there, but
yeah, get the float part out.
But he ended up beer bonging them. Yeah, he was at some kind of party. And the video still might be on YouTube somewhere. If I could find it out next week, I'll. Yeah. I don't want to take up the time trying.
Air some laundry.
Yeah, no. I mean, no. It's bad because it's like I think he beer bonged 2 or 3 back to back, and it's like in a matter of like a minute or two or something like that, he's done.
After I chugged my first one, I sounded like Ric Flair.
Yeah, no, dude, yeah, but yeah, it'll get you.
I was going nuts.
I can't believe you played football.
I think I did. They said I did. I don't really remember for sure, but yeah, no, I definitely played football on it. But I mean, it's a funny thing how once you hit like 35 or 40, how like now I get up and I feel like maybe I'm dead. And like my joints, I'm like, oh, it must be getting ready to rain outside. I get my arthritis, my lumbago's acting up. But then, man, in like my early 30s, mid 30s, it was like that was no big deal. Like I could do that shit. I could drink all night and then get up and go to work, or just go straight to work from drinking.
Shit, I can't even get out of bed.
It's been changing of pains because during my 20s and 30s, my knees hurt because I was, being a paratrooper.
Well, you were a paratrooper though. That's different. You earned that.
I wake up in the middle of the night with my knees hurting, but now it's like my knees don't
hundreds
bother
of
me.
Feet.
Yeah. My knees don't bother me, but like the back of my heels bother me, like tendons. And it's like I get up and I walk. I'm like, oh, that hurts.
This is starting to sound like an AARP commercial.
You're rubbing on. So I'm going to ask you, Michael. I found the name of that game. It's actually The Day Before. Have you heard anything about that?
The Day Before.
I think I.
It seems vaguely familiar.
I saw something about it. I thought it looked pretty interesting. I forgot the name of it too, but
it looks.
How that's not a yeah. I got it now.
They were kind of doing it like the treatment, like like Cyberpunk, where they were showing like footage like from a couple of years ago. Game.
Yeah, I remember seeing this.
And it was higher. It looked like higher graphics. Then
Forbes tries to prove it's not fake with videos that seem fake.
I don't know about that, but the video seemed like it was not like it's something put out before.
GameSpot put The Day Before it looks like The Division meets The Last of Us and new gameplay trailer.
That might not be bad.
To me, it kind of reminded me of the zombie we were playing with the Call of Duty. The one with all the towns and stuff, but a little bit more like
Outbreak.
Like
Outbreak was amazing.
Outbreak meets The Last of Us is what it reminded me, like what I would say that it looked like for me.
If I had space on my hard drive, I would download Cold War just to play Outbreak again. I loved Outbreak.
Well, if you guys ever want to play it, let me know because I definitely will jump in and play with you on that.
But now I don't want to play it.
Yeah. I know. Well, I don't even remember what you're talking about.
I'm gonna play Atomic Heart.
Yeah,
I want to play.
Atomic Heart looks good.
Did I play that Outbreak with y'all?
You played Outbreak, yeah. We mostly played round based, but yeah, you played Outbreak.
I'm more of a classic zombies guy. I can't get into that new stuff, to be honest.
Outbreak is awesome. I played 5 minutes of zombies on Vanguard and it sucked, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I went back to Cold War.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it says it has an initial release date of November 10th, 2023. So
it's 2024.
Yeah, well, they're probably it might be even 2025.
Is it even real though? That's the question. Is that
I mean, GameSpot, has an article on here. I mean, Forbes. I don't really trust Forbes with that, like having all the gaming knowledge. But I mean, GameSpot says.
They could say whatever. I mean, when the time comes, that's when the reality.
That game was supposed to be released in March of this year.
Yeah,
that's not too bad. I mean, that's the same type of thing where, if you think about like Cyberpunk, if they had waited 6-7 months, it would have been better. So I mean, is it a bad thing they're pushing it back? I'd rather.
I don't know because Halo Infinite got pushed back a year, and look how it is now.
Look, speaking of that. And I just seen Unreal Engine 5 on that game. Did y'all see where Halo is going to incorporate the Unreal Engine?
I mean, they just lost 91 employees, I think.
Well, I was reading an article the other day that was saying that they're going to ditch this engine, this previous engine, and they're going to go. Their next project's going to focus on Unreal Engine.
What engine were they using?
Their own, I believe. Yeah, I don't. I don't know.
When you use your own engine, unless you need to for a particular reason, you're just asking for so much more work on your side. And that's the whole point of using a new.
That was one of the things. That was one of the things that killed Stadia, because Stadia couldn't. There was no games to play on Stadia because they were running Linux, and everybody like Microsoft and PlayStation used C++. So it would take like $5 million to convert their game over to Linux and then put it on the Stadia for cloud gaming. That was like, you're asking to fuck yourself immediately right there.
I mean, the concept overall wasn't even just great.
They didn't even give themselves a chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The concept of it, and then when they actually started to execute on it, was just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you're already killing yourself before you even doing anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I kind of look forward to. I mean, we all know how beautiful Unreal Engine.
Especially with 5.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we already know. Well, I don't know if we already know like its full potential.
I mean,
essentially, but I mean it just makes me question, because me and my brother was talking. My brother's a real big Halo fan, and he was kind of upset by like he actually enjoyed the engine from Infinite, and he said that the previous games, it seems like every game they try to do something different or revamp something, and and my whole thing is like if they can have a good narrative and it looks spectacular, I would like both of them variables to be met.
Well, they keep trying to update all of these IPs, and instead of updating it, they could just keep carrying with the same story or create new stories. It's like I just got done watching that 90s show. They didn't try to change a damn thing. I enjoyed it because it was the same show, just further on down the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Apples, aren't you working on a game in UE5 or something like that?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah, that was what the report was saying, that the guy that was over the product, they're saying like going forward, the next Halo game is going to be Unreal. So
I'm kind of hopeful about that, even though myself,
it wears off.
Yeah, I mean,
like me and my brother, we talked about. He was talking about his thoughts on it. Was just like he was thinking they were trying to go with like the BR route. Like with Infinite, there was a rumor circulating that they were going to come out with a battle royale. And there's a lot of people that don't like battle royales, and I get it. It's not their play style. They don't like it, and to each is its own. But with the current market, the way it is with Apex and Fortnite and Call of Duty, it's like
battle royales are kind of sealed.
You know what I mean? And it's a play style. It's a genre in its own regards. People, there's a lot of people that watch it. You look at Dr. Disrespect. He has on average 20 to 30 some thousand people watching him play BRs constantly. Tim the Tap Man, you go to all the other big names.
Creators would go to it as a novelty, right?
Yep.
For like a week or two, and then they would go straight back to Apex Legends or Warzone 2.0 or whatever.
Because look how like you said, look how long it lasted. Like who's watching it now? People playing Halo. And Halo back in the day was massive.
Rivaled. I mean, Halo 3 rivaled Mario.
But
as much as I remember,
to me, the sandbox genre in itself, in my opinion, is like dying to an extent because of VRs.
Well, there's so many other people like trying to take their game and shoving it in there. Look at Fallout 76. They had their battle royale set up, and of course, it didn't do well.
Yeah. They didn't do any changes to it. They never did anything to it. Like they're like, here you go. Oh, you don't like it? You don't play it because it's broken? Well, guess we'll get rid of it then.
Yeah.
Guess we'll fuck off.
Well, that's what was brought into question with me and my brother. Like he was saying, Halo is just not a game that matches that play style. Like it'd be kind of hard to incorporate Halo into a mode like that.
Well, like Flaming Claw said, Battle Royale for me ruins games that try to center around it. Good example of that is Call of Duty. Yeah. Call of Duty is consistently sucking the teat of Warzone 2.0. But what about multiplayer? What about, it's like they'll drip feed little things here and there. There hasn't been any new content on the new Call of Duty in like almost a month.
Well, that's what I was saying about, I think it's a dying mode, the sandbox, multiplayer, because it's like when you have these content creators that are bringing in this revenue and viewership to this particular game mode, what are you going to start supporting more? You're going to be like, okay, well, let's ramp it up. Like in regards to Halo, if they said, okay, the first month to 2 months, we had this amount of viewers watching the same 3 maps that they had available.
Right. Well,
didn't have dick else. And then it's like, after that's over, like who's drawing in more views to the game and more publicity and everything else. And then it's
I mean, honestly, I think Warzone, as far as like what creators are doing with it, I think it's, except the certain ones. I mean, there's certain ones that do Warzone and that's it, but there's a lot of creators that have moved away from Warzone and kind of got back to the sandbox multiplayer, at least the ones that I watch. But there's a lot of them that aren't going to leave. I mean, like you said, like Tim the Tap Man. There's some people that do both. But for the most part, they're kind of moving a little bit away from that. I don't think Apex has really gone down in popularity. I mean, it's still popular, but I don't see a lot of videos on it though either. I don't see a lot of people creating Apex content. It's
one of those that, they have such rapid seasons too, to where, most of these streamers, by the time a new character gets added or a new season comes up, they'll be on it for like a week or two. They'll have in their titles like, I'm gonna get mastery rank or whatever.
So with them keeping the content fresh, that allows creators to keep their content fresh.
And it just, and they bounce back and forth between everything else. And I mean, I wouldn't be against Halo making the mode if it made sense. And like you said, if they don't center it around just that mode, like if there's actual decent campaign to go with it, the mechanics are good and fluid. Because I was kind of discouraged with Halo Infinite, like I said, with the 3 maps that they had on launcher, and then the way they had their challenges set up, the whole infrastructure was just, to me, I didn't like it.
And they didn't, like, they had patches for it, but they were patches for bugs. They weren't adding content.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it. You and me played it for a little bit, and your brother, and we enjoyed it. And then I got away from it pretty quick because I was kind of like, God, this is, I'm getting my ass handed to me. I'm eating grenades every time I spawn in.
Yeah.
And it's the same 3 maps over and over and over and over again. So I'm like, all right, guess what? I'm going to go back to zombies.
So, I mean, who knows? I mean, if they do it, hopefully they do it right in a way that is justifiable, because if not, it's just going to tarnish their reputation even more.
Right.
And, it's like we said, when you got all these content creators, like if Doc's sitting over here with 20 to 30, Tim the Tap Man's 20 to 30, Shroud and Ninja start hopping on, these are hundreds of thousands of people watching. This ain't even counting the people that are just playing it. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's a lot on the line and it's like we were saying, would it make sense for them to do it? Like, can they mechanically pull it off? They're going to have to make some changes to make it applicable, because.
And it's a strange time for Warzone creators too, anyways, because I mean, half of them don't even actually play. They come in,
they spectate,
hit the ground, go to the gulag, win the gulags. They have a kill, so they don't ruin their KD too bad. Then they go back in and die immediately, and they spectate, like you said. And there's actually people getting millions upon millions upon millions of views just spectating. So they're not even watching them play the game anymore. They're watching them watch somebody else
play
the game.
That's where it like.
But I can't say too much because I do it.
But I mean, me and you've played, and I've played with quite a few people on there, and it kind of upsets me. And I'm not going to say it's like a jealousy thing or envious or anything like that, but it's like, you've seen me pull off 10 plus kills And, and consecutive matches, I'll be like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that range. And when I'm averaging that every match, and then you look over at this dude that don't get any kills or one kill and is just sitting there spectating with that many people watching, it's like, what the fuck? Like, why are, but I mean, to each is a own. I'm not discrediting them. It just makes me
start streaming.
Well, that's where that's
I told you I'd stream with you.
Yeah, no, I'd be fully willing to do that.
Like they say you can't win the lotto without buying a lottery ticket.
Well, no, I mean it ain't like me saying that like, oh, nobody's watching me because I'm not streaming. It's just me sitting there thinking, how does people find that entertaining to like when there's no.
But they do.
That's what. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Editing and all that, the magic of editing, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's like me and Dylan in the Details was talking because he watches Dr. Disrespect, I believe, frequently, and I'll pop in every now and then to see what's going on, and it's like a lot of them matches he has is just ass, but then there's matches that he pops off, and then that's where you get your highlights and your clips, and you put it, post your videos and make a compilation and stuff like that.
Clip it.
But it's like, man, you have to sit there literally sometimes for a few hours before you get them moments.
That's why they've got to be entertaining too.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these streamers will stream. I don't know about the ones you're talking about per se, but they'll stream all day long, and they're capturing that recording, and then they just go, like you said, they've 8 hours to go back and get the clip they want.
Mm-hmm.
Which honestly, I mean, I like watching Dr. Disrespect, but I actually kind of enjoy Tim the Tap Man better. Just because to me he's more entertaining, but I think that's just because he either is playing or is just kind of dumb. So I enjoy it seems like every time Chad brings something up, he's just kind of surprised by it. But I mean, that's just personal preference. So they've got to be entertaining. If they're not entertaining.
Z Lanier?
No, I don't think so.
He streams with Doc sometimes. It's him, I believe, like the three.
Yes, I have. Then yes, I have.
He's like the one that carries the load for the squad. Most of the times when I've seen him, he pops off a lot of time. He's got some clips though that I even questioned.
He's got some mean ass clips where he'll pop onto somebody and it's like, dude, seriously? Yeah, he's sometimes iffy.
Well, you know how like when we're playing, it's like I'm just casually talking like the plan or something. Like if you watch how he is, he's I don't know, it's just like he's kind of calm and he just, well, this is what we're gonna do, Doc. We're gonna go over there. We're just gonna chill. Yep, no, watch this. They're gonna come off this mountain right here. We're gonna get them. Just wait. In about 40 seconds, they're coming. Just wait.
Team wipe.
Let's wait it out. Okay. You see him right there, Doc. Come on, let's get him. But it's like his composure and how it's like his mannerisms is like so calm. It just, I don't know. I mean, he's a good creator. I enjoy.
Well, and with the call outs that he does, and with how chill he is, and how calm he remains, you know what that reminds me of, don't you?
Yep.
You.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Like that's what I was saying as far as like. You could just see like how is the nature, but then it goes into the aspect of the entertainment is where it's like
you're definitely not entertaining.
Exactly. Like he's not as entertaining as Doc, but yet you still have them clips to where it's like
if you've got several people there, like if it's you and me or you and me and somebody else, or like you, me and Robert or whoever, we can kind of feed off of each other.
You remember that first time we played with him? Robert, you remember that? He was, I'm just going to run around with a pistol. Yeah, I was like, no, man. Did you grab a gun? I don't know which ones to pick up. Any of them. Yeah. No, we had some good matches. We got him.
He went off a couple times actually with that pistol, but yeah.
I played with him and Jonah Darby one day too. I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, nice.
Well, I think it's almost that time.
It's almost there.
We're almost there.
They're creeping up on 4 minutes. I think we just take this time to talk to Chad or something. Yeah, thank everybody. Well, they know they're appreciated. They're loved.
They know.
Love y'all. You guys have been great. Thanks for giving us a watch. Thank you, for giving us a like, subscribing, all that good jazz. And, sorry I've been kind of off the wheels. There's a reason to that. And that's because, there's a full moon out. And by full moon, I mean there's a balloon crossing Montana right now or something.
It's actually nearing Texas. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's in Texas now. So,
Come on, man. True international depression.
Every time you do that, look, you had me doing that shit in the car the other day. Right? And for a second, I thought I was doing it by myself in the car, but my cousin was with me. And then he just kept looking at me like, what are you even saying?
What's wrong with you?
Come on, man. You
know
the thing.
Come on, man. You know the thing.
Yeah, he threw the guard up though when I leaned over to smell him. It was like, no, I'm playing. That didn't happen.
I was gonna say, depending on which cousin it was, they'd lean in.
Hey. No. Me and Hunter was he rode to Lowe's with me where I was redoing that dresser.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was just riding down the road, man, on the way back, and true international depression. He was like,
true international depression.
Like, what are you saying?
Come on, man. The thing.
I was like,
the thing.
You ain't never heard Jason say that?
He's heard it. Well, I've only played with Hunter a couple times.
Yeah.
So he might not have.
He actually surprised me, man. He actually wore his Salty Bitch t-shirt. And I was kind of surprised. I was like, damn.
Nice.
You are a real one.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, Robert always.
Mm-hmm.
Robert's the coolest. Well, one of the coolest people I've came across on Xbox.
Robert's pretty neat. Even though I don't talk to him anymore. I don't know.
Well, we're so busy.
He talk to me. It's fine. I get it. He's probably got more important people to talk to.
Yeah.
I don't see you on that line that much.
You're always offline.
As I'm lurking.
Yeah, you're playing games that you'd be embarrassed to tell anybody that you play.
Yeah. What do you got behind you there, Joseph?
We're at.
Yeah.
Mando. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is cost me a pretty penny. Hold on.
Don't break it.
Boom. Lego sound.
There we go.
Jesus.
Damn. How much does that thing weigh?
Oh, it's pretty heavy. I think this cost me probably $350, $400. I don't remember. It was one of those Hasbro Pro pole slab things.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have gotten the one they had before, the sail barge, but I never even knew it existed.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, once they do with these, they don't seem to come back out. So
yeah.
Hence why it costs so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that thing on the edge there is starting to freak me out a little bit.
Yeah, it got me a little bit too because it
TV
was
tray's got me
sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually where my laptop goes when I'm working. So I'll throw my laptop up here. Yeah.
I figured you crawled in the ship.
So I have my laptop here. And I got dual monitors. So that way there I can do work while doing research and stuff.
Right on. Oh, Robert said he'll play Star Trek with you. Look at that.
Yeah.
Guess I'm out and you're in. Wow, that's cool.
Does anybody else in chat play Star Trek by chance?
I just started this. Well, actually, technically, I guess it's been last year.
Does anybody?
You have more hours in Star Trek now than you did in Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
We check you. Yeah, we watch your stats.
I guess I'm gonna have to get back on.
That's how I can tell. We see when people go offline. I just look at their time played in games to know if they're just lurking.
So who's the real lurker?
Oh, I definitely.
Oh yeah, it's definitely him.
Yeah. Does anybody in chat play Hello Kitty Island Adventure? Start playing that.
I don't think I've even seen that.
That was a joke. No.
Yeah.
I was gonna say is that a real game?
Yeah, you just about
Unfortunately, I know it is. Yeah.
You just about had all these people signing up. to play.
Yeah, I was
Back to
thinking
real
about
game.
getting the VR version of the Pornhub AI. So
It's all right. I mean, I heard it's pretty good.
I'll get Pocket Kitty's face on there.
And then
I'll send you a picture.
You get caught.
Jason's at this point. It's like, hey, I'll fuck you. Like you ain't even
Whatever.
The camera's on.
He said, "Oh, the camera's on." Holy shit! Damn. I wonder how many times R. Kelly said that. Surviving the camera. That'll be his spin off when he gets out.
Yeah.
I'm tired of these motherfuckers lying.
Yeah, dude, that interview was prolific. Who was that?
Yeah.
What was that? Gail King that did that one?
I think so. Hang on, let me. Oh my gosh.
I don't think I've caught this interview.
It was R. Kelly trying to justify, like,
yeah, it's
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, when all the allegations and everything that have been reportedly coming out, the like surviving R. Kelly and all that other jazz, like information from that he did an interview with Gail King when he was pretty much facing the charges, and he was trying to make it out like, oh, they're lying, like, and in it.
Bye, Elsa.
Later, Elsa.
Yeah, I might have to put that on. I might have to try to get that on that emulator. Download the ROM for it.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I knew something.
I signed up on that Discord for that emulator. I need to check to see. I don't think they've come out with a link though since.
They do periodically. Like it's random. You have to be a part of the to know when it happens. But the only reason I had got it was due to Greg, which shout out to Greg, made that happen. One of these days on stream, I'll go through and show people all the games on there, and we might start.
You did it once, just partially though.
Oh yeah, I think I listed them off rather than
verbally
displaying my camera and going to them, because I couldn't list off. I have way more than what I listed off that day.
Yeah.
Who wants some PP? Yeah, on that note, I think that's a good.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, I think that's a good time to.
I want to see you go boo boo. See you go pee pee.
Special shout out though to the Phoenix Press.
Big time.
Yeah, that was a nice interview.
Always.
Nick's a character. Awesome dude. Yeah,
he's one exceptional dude. He truly is.
I was wondering if he was a neighbor, but
yeah, with the Phoenix part. Well, yeah. I watched some of his skimmed a couple of his videos tonight, and he's honestly nothing like I expected him to be from like his YouTube.
No, he seemed like he's outgoing,
Yeah.
Like he seems like he would be somebody cool to hang out with for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's not like his YouTubes are like, and none of his videos are bad. Like his, all of his content is good that I've seen, but it's just like it's a different person.
It was like going from reserved to now the filter's off.
Yeah.
Type deal. That was
See what. How many dislikes I get these fuckers on the channel?
Right. I mean, either way, I still enjoyed having him on.
I did too. He was cool.
And,
yeah, I knew you guys would like the experience. I
would love to have him on again.
He's great. He's honestly great.
We just gotta wait for something like really controversial to happen.
Well, like you said, he had that convention coming up.
Yeah. Well, he was streaming.
May? I can't remember.
He's streaming right now.
Yeah. He has to be a busy dude.
Yeah, he's busy. Yeah,
his schedule. He was talking about going here and there and doing this and that, and then all the different channels he's a part of and stuff like that.
Yeah, I used to have that energy, man. I get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, take a piss, and I'm ready for a nap.
Right, either that or a sandwich.
Shit, I was ready for a nap.
Like I'm hungry by the time I get up.
Yeah,
I've been trying to cut back on a lot of unhealthy stuff. Like I've recently, like late at night, I'll be dipping grapes in like yogurt.
And that's not unhealthy, is it?
And well, after a pound of fucking yogurt, I realized. Yeah, I had like
that's my
It's not
problem.
what you're eating; it's how much you're eating.
Right.
That's my problem.
I'm sitting in the bed, and then it's like I just kept going, and then like half the bag of grapes is gone, half the 2-pound container of yogurt's gone, and I'm like,
plus they say you're not supposed to eat after like 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed anyway.
Did you say after you go to bed or
before you go to bed?
Yeah, I was like, dude, if you're eating
2 to 3 hours before
that's
you go to bed.
Bigger problem. Like,
sure, I have.
Like, holy shit. But no, I've recently been trying to eat a lot of different stuff, but like snacks in between, not eating such a big meal.
Yeah.
Because that's my problem. After I just said that and then admitting I ate a pound of yogurt, I really don't.
I've gone back to the keto and not eating after. Well, I'm doing the intermittent fasting as well. So intermittent fasting is rough till I get used to it again, but I sure do. Have y'all
ever drank kombucha?
Yeah.
I've had kombucha, yeah.
Yeah.
I've recently been drinking that every day, and it
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Well, I mean, not at first, but
so what is it?
Rotten tea.
Yeah.
Rotten tea.
It's like
it is literally rotten tea. I mean, it's more nuanced than that.
Is it fermented?
Yeah, it's fermented.
Yes.
Which is the same damn thing.
Like you have different ones that have different units of probiotics.
Yeah.
In it, and it's dependent on the variety or the flavor that you want, or like one of them I bought the other day was like 9 billion units in it, and then I bought a 6-pack of another that had like 4 billion units of probiotics in it. It's supposed to be good for like gut health and everything else, and
they're gonna get your spice melange.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going that far.
South Park reference.
But I was gonna say no. I have noticed one thing though; it did make me gassy. Yeah, like my wife, she was like,
that's the bacteria culturing.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Which culturing is another word for farting.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So you're farting bacteria farts. So yeah, that's
right.
Pretty
dude, no, it's bad.
You're not farting. You're culturing.
Yeah, you're culturing bacteria cultures.
Well, speaking of the culture, I think I'm gonna let everybody else get to their culture that they're accustomed to. It's 12:53 here, 2 hours 9 minutes.
Good enough.
Log 23.
Space log 2319.
The shadows do not relent. Every day I see them. They're in their personal vision. They haunt me and they talk to me, impersonating my family members and my loved ones.
Stay Kino. Stay comfy.